doggy. What is going on, beautiful people? I pray y'all are doing incredibly well. I'm super excited to be bringing you this video. So listen, one of the most common questions that I get from new people getting started in real estate investing, they're trying to figure out exactly where to start. One thing about real estate investing is that it can be overwhelming if you let it, right? You have fix and flips, wholesales, rentals, multifamily, RV parks, mobile homes, land development, right? All kind of other things. And so many people end up chasing so many different shiny objects. And so what I want to do in this video is give you some type of clarity and a little bit of a direction on what may be a good fit for you to start down, okay? And I'll just kind of share my pros and cons to each one. So yeah, this is just going to be a casual video of us talking, all right? So before I dive into it, please like, subscribe, share. Please turn on the notifications, as this way you'll be notified when I release these new videos. Now, let's get to it. When it comes to real estate investing, again, as I mentioned a moment ago, there's so many different rabbit holes that we can go down. What I specifically want to talk about today are the main three that I get asked about the most, which is wholesaling, fix and flips, and traditional rentals. I'll even throw in short-term rentals as well, because I get asked quite a bit about that. So the first thing that I can tell you when it comes to getting started in real estate, ask yourself this: how fast do you need to get paid? Okay. I think that is probably one of the most important things, because if we're in a situation where, like, hey, Clifford, the lights need to be paid, the mortgage needs to be paid, I need to earn cash quickly, well, then we definitely need to focus on that wholesaling route, because typically from contract to close, we're looking at about 3 weeks typically, okay? Versus if we go down a fix and flip route, well, you're looking at several months, right? Like, if it's going to take you 3 to 6 months to flip that house, then the average days on market right now, nationwide, is 88 days on market. Okay. So it's like, are we going to wait 6 months to rehab that house and then another 88 days to actually get that house sold and closed before you get money into the bank? Right. And then when it comes to rentals is sheerly a wealth building strategy. Okay. I would almost even take it out of the passive income bracket, right? I know that's going to change some or ruffle some feathers, but when you're buying rentals, one rental isn't going to change your life. I'm letting you know that right now. Okay. It's a compounding effect. What we want is the appreciation over time. And it honestly isn't even going to cash flow you that much. Okay. On average, a rental might cash flow you anywhere from $200 to maybe $500 on an incredible rental that you got. Now, here's the thing about short-term rentals. I hate them. I'm not going to say I hate them. That is a bold statement. No, I'm not a fan of them. And this is coming from somebody that has had multiple short-term rentals. I promise you, it is not as glamorous as people are hyping it up to be. Okay. I even had superhost status at one time. I'm telling you, it is not as glamorous as you think, right? So many people I've seen time and time and time again where people go in here and they overpay for a rental property thinking they're going to list it on Airbnb or Verbo or whatever it may be, right? And they think that they're going to cash flow $3,000 a month, and that's not the case. Yes, there are a few specialty short-term rentals that are doing that, but that is very few and far between, right? And then I think going back to the pandemic was a prime example of this, where travel stopped, a lot of laws and regulations became into place, and it's actually still happening right now, right? So what happens when you bought a rental that was way more than you should have been paying because you're banking on it cash flowing on as a short-term rental. And then your county or city bans or outlaws short-term rentals, right? Then you're up, you're in a sticky situation, right? So I have actually had colleagues or people that I was in other masterminds with that were doing like these high level, what do you call it? These luxury short-term rentals on these $1 million properties for them to ban it. And then, they're spending 10K a month on a mortgage, right? That was eating them away and they weren't cash flowing. So if you're going down the rental route, make sure that it cash flows as a traditional rental then. And then if you go to explore some of those other strategies, it kind of works out that way, right? Now, for flips specifically, as I mentioned, that's going to be a longer duration or a longer time for you to actually get paid on it. But before you actually go and start flipping, this would be the only time that I tell you this: start small, okay? Not small as in price point, but small as in project size. If you have never done a flip before and you go in here and you take on this massive 40, 50, 60, $70,000 rehab, you're going to find yourself in a whole heap of trouble really quickly. Because I promise you, it is not what TV makes it look, right? I think that social media and television gives us these false perceptions of how these things are going to go, right? Contractors are like babysitting 40-year-old grown men, okay? And so it's going to take you some time to find your all-star vendors, your all-star suppliers, your all-star contractors, right? And build that team out. And you want to do that in a way that's not going to put you in a bind very quickly. And then also when you start on a small project, guess what? You actually get that done quicker, right? So now you're in and out of it in 30 days or 60 days versus 6 months, right? And you can get that property listed as quickly as possible and sold. And so there is a little more risk. You typically get a bigger paycheck at the end of that if you can manage that correctly. And then, of course, like I mentioned with wholesaling, you're going to get paid quickly. Wholesaling is a lot more time intensive on the front end, meaning you're going to have to do marketing to property owners and try to find discounted properties. But I'd rather you do that and learn the skills on how to analyze deals, negotiate deals, find what a real deal is, right? Before you even go and start putting your money up or other investors' money up to flip and buy these long term. So just food for thought, just me kind of planting some seeds here and showing you different strategies or sharing with you just different advice on the different strategies that you can go down. Just think through it, pray through it, and let God lead you. All right. Also, check the links in the description